This podcast was originally live-streamed on the NonSequitur show on YouTube. New episodes air weekdays, Monday through Friday, at 8 p.m. Eastern at youtube.com/NonSequitur show. Make sure you never miss a live stream by visiting www.nonsecshow.com/schedule. For the latest news, polls and updates throughout the day, follow us on Twitter at NonSecShow or Facebook.com/NonSecShow. That's NonSeq show. If you'd like to get exclusive content, bi-weekly private hangouts with Kyle and Steve, backstage access to chat with guests after shows hosted on your channel and much more, become a Patreon saint of NonSequitur. It ensures we continue to improve our show and brings you into the process at the same time. Visit patreon.com/NonSequitur today while the limited spots are still available.
The following podcast is intended for those who believe bold ideas are righteous, unique perspectives are gospel, and strong opinions are sacred. This is Non-Sequitur. Never follow. And now, here are your hosts, Kyle Curtis and Steve McRae.
Non-Sequitur. Your facts are uncoordinated. Non-Sequitur. Your facts are uncoordinated.
Hello, welcome back to the show. I'm not used to that abrupt ending. We're going to play a little game here in just a second, and so there'll be an image that's going to be over top of now where face palming Martymer81 is. And but while we're there, let's say hello to Martymer81. How are you today, sir? Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks. I'm doing fine.
Excellent. We're glad you're here.
Except for
Steve?
the fact that it's 2 a.m. here.
It's 2 a.m. there.
Oh.
What?
Wow,
Where
I didn't
are
know that.
you? I didn't know that either. I mean, I don't want to dox you. Just give a regional thing. Oh, you're in Sweden.
Yeah.
I thought you were in the States for some reason.
So did I. Oh, wow. Well, thank you for
Well,
staying
we
up.
appreciate you doing
Thank
this
you for
that
staying up
late.
with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad now.
Yeah, hope we make it worthwhile for you. I don't want to lose sleep over this because we know how many people that have watched our show have lost sleep after watching some of our shows and participating.
Yeah, that's true. Steve's ready to go. This is a Steve show. We're going to be talking about fallacies and not the kind that I like. So this is going to be a Steve show. But Steve, tomorrow, are you ready?
I'm going to be ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a hell of a day.
I don't think I am. Let's just give you a rundown of what we've got coming up for the next 2 days. This is a big weekend, okay? Not only do we have Martymer81 here tonight, but tomorrow, starting at 4 p.m., we have our bi-weekly Patreon hangouts. So if you are a Patreon, please come and hang out. We're going to be talking about the Golden Nuns, which is going to be coming up in about 2 weeks. Speaking of that, we invite you to go and vote for your favorite content creators all across YouTube. There are 2 sections to the Golden Nuns. There's a YouTube-wide section and a non-sequitur specific section, and you can vote accordingly. The YouTube section is fill-in, so your favorite animator, channel, new channel, video of the year. So you'll vote for all of those. I'm getting all kind of notifications. Oh, by the way, yes, Lysansering is his birthday today. One of our really, I mean, he's a huge supporter of the show. So happy birthday to you, sir. Thank you for spending it with us. We wish you well. So happy birthday. And, but yeah, so if you go to tinyurl.com/golden nuns, or you can go to our website, nonsecshow.com. And, if you look in the navigation bar, there is a tab for the Golden Nuns. It'll take you straight to there. This will be the last week that we're having the voting for both sections. Next week will be the ones that broke it down to the final fours. So you'll be voting on the actual people who will win next week, but the nominations will continue for the rest of this week. Tomorrow, the private hangout at 7 p.m. Jimmy and I will be here for Ad Homies. At 8, Conspiracy Cats will be debating Flat Earth Hero. I love that name. I don't know why, but I love that name, Flat Earth Hero. I think because it reminds me of Guitar Hero for some reason. I used to love that.
That's
but anyway,
Conspiracy Cats
Conspiracy Cats is an amazing channel. If you haven't checked his channel out, you need to. It's hilarious. The guy's funny. And so he'll be taking on him at 8. And then at 9:30, Red's Rhetoric will be with Scotty. Scotty's returning from the last dumpster fire we had with with Scotty. He promises to be better behaved this time and a little bit calmer. So he said he's going to smoke some weed beforehand. So we'll see if that makes a difference. And then on Sunday at 7 p.m., Jim Hall from the Atheist Edge and Richard Carrier will be here for a Veterans Day show, an Atheist Veterans Day program that we're going to have at 7. And then following that will be the Smoking Nun, as always, at 8. It'll probably be 8:30 this Sunday, but we'll be catching up with our good friend Jilly Juice, and maybe Jeff Holiday will be joining us. So that will be good. One last thing before we start with the discussion for tonight. Tuesday at 8 p.m., Aaron Robb will be back with Jason King. Jason King is a guy that, I'm not really sure how he gets to the position that he does, but he's an atheist that believes the world was created. I don't know how you get there, but not only is he an atheist, but he claims that he has mathematical proof for God's existence, which triggered Steve, of course. But you remember that, Steve? That video?
I trigger easily, so yeah, I do.
Yeah, the mathematical proof. Okay. So I'm gonna turn it over to Steve, who will actually before we do that, let's make sure that Martymer is up to the task tonight to talk about fallacies. All right, Martymer, on your screen right now is the thumbnail for this episode. Can you name off all of the fallacies that are contained within that thumbnail?
Well, let's see. Red herring, poisoning the well. Slippery slope.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm not clear on what all of it is supposed to be. Begging the question. I'm assuming it's that one. Then there's is the resolution supposed to be this bad?
It is on your end because we for bandwidth's sake,
of the stream.
To stream it out.
Right. I expected it was something. So that's about all I can make out, actually.
Okay. Well, I'll take you through the rest of the other ones. The one beside begging the question is circular reasoning. Then you got it.
Well, we can let the audience try.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Let's see.
That would be just I don't know how we'd keep up with that though. They're getting them though. I mean, you see them. I'm watching them come up.
They're getting it. Yeah,
cherry picker back there.
They're getting them.
The cherry picker is moving the goalpost. Right beside the slippery slope sign. That piece of equipment, that construction equipment, that's called a cherry picker.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then
I didn't know that.
And then my favorite is, or what I think is, this is my little baby up in the top left corner. That is a hawk made of classified ads. So it's Ad Hawk. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
I don't feel bad, Martymer, because he showed this to me last night at like 4:00 in the morning, right? And I'm on my laptop and I can't see the advertisement, and I'm like, I don't get it, right? Because I couldn't see what was printed on there.
I thought it was good. That's circular reasoning. He's walking in a circle. Yeah. Okay, so he passes. Martymer passes. We can continue with the show tonight. Thankfully, Steve.
There's one other. Wait, there's one other. Non-sequitur is written right there.
And we could technically go the stone one because of the mountains, or the stone well. So the one you're talking
argumentium
about before.
from stone. Oh no, argumentium from stone. There you go.
Yeah.
Appeal to the stone.
All right.
Yeah, that's very good. Wow,
right.
Kyle's so good he didn't
Steve,
even realize that he put ones in there that he didn't even need to put in there. Well, I don't know what I'm doing now.
I've done enough now.
But
I can just relax for the rest of the
anyways,
show now.
Sandring, you're done. You're done. Yeah, thanks. But Sandring, happy birthday to you, and happy Veterans Day coming up for those who are veterans. Again, join that stream. We're going to be with Richard Carrier and Atheist Edge. It's going to be amazing. We appreciate all the veterans that served, and I'm going to be out that day earlier having food and eating a lot. And I think David plans the same thing because we get free food that day, and don't turn down free food. But anyways, Martymer, welcome. I've been trying to get you on for a while because you are one of the leading proponents of explaining to people fallacies and how to use them properly. Because I've noticed, especially last year since we've been doing this show and other things, that people tend to use fallacies incorrectly. And I'm hoping that we can kind of have you explain maybe some of the more common fallacies people get wrong, and maybe some of the more interesting ones, and some stories about how we've experienced with people throwing out fallacies and going from there. But first, introduce yourself and tell everybody about your channel, because people may not be familiar with you. They should.
Martymer81 is the name of the channel. I started out doing debunking videos, basically debunking creationism and New Age and a little bit of flat Earth. I've done as well. What I'm doing right now is more educational stuff. I'm basically, it's not that I've stopped doing debunkings, but it's just what I have time for, basically. But I'm doing a series called Fallacy of the Week that is supposed to be weekly, but it's not, where I I explain a fallacy in every episode and try to give examples of it and how the fallacy works and stuff like that.
So which ones do you think you want to start with? I mean, what do you think the most common ones are that people get wrong the most often? I mean, I have two of my particular favorites that normally I see people get wrong all the time, and they're probably the same ones you see. But if you had to start with like the first one that you see probably the most misunderstood, what would it be?
The one that is erroneously called out, you mean?
Yes.
Straw man is what I would have to say, because
I hear that all the time.
Yeah, straw man is
you're straw manning.
Yeah, it's when someone misrepresents an argument in order to debunk it easier. You refute an argument that has never actually been made, but rather one that is superficially similar to it. So what people usually mean when they call out a straw man, if you look in online discussions, forums, whatever, it's basically, you said something I disagree with. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to call that a straw man. I see that
frequently. Yeah, I see that quite often. When people disagree with me when I run an argument, if they don't, see it the same way, they for some reason throw out the term straw man. And I'm asking, well, what is it do you think that I'm getting wrong about your argument? Because I don't ever want to purposely straw man somebody. I steel man them as much as possible. I want to get the best argument I can get from somebody, and I want to put forth the best argument. So if somebody thinks I'm actually straw manning them, I really like to know the reasons. And they never give them to you. They're like that, you don't understand this. Maybe I'm like, okay, if that's the case, and I'm not purposely straw manning you, just help me understand your argument,
right?
Because I'm not going out of my way to try to build an effigy of something that I can just easily burn down.
Right, and I think it's important. While technically it's still a straw man, even if it's accidental.
True.
If someone calls it out as a straw man, it could be that I misunderstood something. Give me a chance to correct myself before you accuse me of being dishonest and making a fallacious argument on purpose. And that's something that's so common. People will just jump to the fact, hey, I can call out a fallacy here.
But like I said, do you think it's because they don't understand?
It's not even a straw man.
Yeah. Do you think that a lot of people just do it as a defense?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and
definitely.
And I also
don't
noticed
like
that
your argument, so I'm going to call it a straw man. That's
exactly. And I've also noticed people don't often give principle of charity, and the principle of charity is basically if you go into a conversation, there's an unspoken thing that you both